Okay, I'm going to show you how to perform a connection in ANSA. Right? This one will be applicable for the LS and for other too, because these ANSA platforms had made a one common area in which if you create a connection, then that will be modified accordingly if you switch the deck, right? But if you create a connection in particular deck and like in Yellowstone or in Nastran, using the Nastran yeah, using the Nastran keyword or using the Yellowstone keyword, then it will be very difficult to translate or transform the one connection to the another ones. But if you create a connection from this answer as a common platform, then it will be easily modified according to the deck that you want to transfer. So from this, I'm going to show you how to create some of the most important connection parts in ANSA and how to convert that one into LS Standard 2. So stay with me and I will show you how to do it. So first thing that I'm going to create is spot weld using the 3D points. Okay, so for that ones I need to create a curve. So here I'm going to use 3D points over here in this gap, and I need a curve over here too. So for that I need to create a curve, and I will do that once using this one edges. So first thing that I want you to know is that we can create connection using the FE, means mesh, and also we can also create a connection using the surface. So in this video I'm going to show you how to create a connection using the surface, right, without using the mesh. But we often you need the help of mesh so that we can easily create the connection into the body. uh, it is really difficult to create a connection without using the mesh. Anyhow, I'm going to show you how to do that once. In case you, if you need to do that one, you can create. Okay, so here, so guys, we are going to create a middle curve, right, so that we can create a 3D points over there, and then we are going to turn that one into the spot weld. So go over here, select the middle, and select these two edges. Okay, for the first time select one edges, and then again select the another. Okay, this is a mistake. Wait for a while. Select this, right, and then middle, click the middle mouse button, and then after you are asked to choose the second cones, that is second curve, choose that, and then again click the middle mouse button. Okay, we are able to create this middle curve. Again we are going to repeat this process. Okay, again click the middle mouse button, again choose and click the middle mouse button. So we are able to create this one middle curve. Now from this to middle curve we are going to create another middle curve. Middle mouse button. Okay, we are successful to create a middle curve. Now we are going to create 3D points over here. So here you can see that in points there is a on curve option. So if you want to create 3 points on 3D curve, then you can just select it and select the curve, and there is two options that you can opt. So either you can select the number of points, or you can select the distance up to which you want the 3D curves to extend, 3D points to extend. So I am going to select the number of 3D points, 3D points, right? So if you want the 3D points up to at some certain distance, then what you need to do is you just need to copy from here the CTRL-C and put it over here, CTRL-V, paste it, and then keep your distance at what distance you wanna extend it, right? So I'm not going to do that once. In this case, I'm going to select the number of points, which is 10, and then click enter and middle mouse button. After clicking the middle mouse button, you will see the number of 3D points spread all over the curves. You can now here you are saying that there is no surface over here, right? So it is really unnecessary points. So in that case, I'm going to delete this using this option. Okay, if you click twice, then it will be first it will be selected, and secondly it will be deselected, right? So in this same way, I selected this 3 point, and I'm going to delete this one. One more thing that you need to remember is that if you want so one more thing that I want you to know is that if you want to select, then left click over any object, and if you want to deselect that one, then right click on that one, so it will be deselected. So we have created the 3D points so far. Now what we are going to do is to convert this 3D point into this spot weld. This one is a convert option, which is inside the assembly. You can check from here too, right? So we are going to select, we are intended to convert the 3D points. So we are going to select all the 3D points, and here is the option. You can select any of those options, whatever your intention is, or whatever you are planning to convert into. In this case, I'm going to convert this one into a spot weld point. Select OK. Now it is invisible. Do you know why? That is because the connection is not checked over here. It means it is really invisible. So if you wanna if you are not seeing anything, or something is really invisible in the graphics area, graphics window, then you can just check over here is something is really unchecked or made invisible. If that is the case, then you can just check over there, and it will be visible, right? And you can see that ones in the graphics area. So here we have a spot weld. This is the symbol of this spot weld. You need to remember this one more things, right? There is a lots of symbols. Means every connections part have a different symbols, and you can just identify by watching that ones, and it will be so much flexible, right? Means if you are working with multiple connections and in a more complex parts, then it is good that every connections have a different symbols. So ANSA really provides really different and unique symbols for everyone. Though now second part we are going to do is to create a spot line. In order to create a spot line, we need a 3D curve, right? And we already have a 3D curve over here, so I don't think that we need to create anything else. Just we need to do is to convert this 3D line into the spot line. Okay, so we are going to do that once in curves. So this is the curves. We are going to select this, convert this curve. Okay, one more thing. After going into the curves and selecting that ones, you have to select the line, and then after that you have to click the middle mouse button of the mouse, right? So after clicking, just convert that one into the spot line, and you were able to do that once. Okay, you can see that it becomes really thicker, means from the previous line, and it's because it's the representation of the line into the spot line or seam line or any adhesive lines, any lines. That is the FE representation, and so you can distinguish the color of the curve and the other lines like connection lines. The spot line, seam line, and adhesive lines, and all those lines will be of these colors. Now the third things that we are going to do is to create a bolt connections. So bolt connections, for that we need to create a line over here between these two. One more thing is that I want to remind you again that we are creating a FE model of the connections without using any mesh, right? So we are just using the surface. In another part we will see how to make a FE model and much more FE model which are really incompatible with the faces or surfaces. Okay. So first we need to do is to create a points over here, so that we will able to create a straight bolt between these two hole. Similarly over here, deselect this one. Okay, in order to deselect, just click again on the same part which you want to deselect, but you have to click the right button of the mouse. Now we need to create a curve, so just select these 2 points and select the middle mouse button. The curve is created. Similarly over here, select these 2 3D points. Now we are going to convert these 2 lines 3D curve into the bolt. Middle mouse button, bolt, and OK. Okay, you see the direction is downward and the direction is also downward. This is because the direction of the curve was in the same direction, that's why. And also there is lots of way to create a bolt, right? So if you are creating a bolt in this way, then you need to know 2 to 3 things about this bolt. First thing is that about the length. The length will be equal to the length of the curve that you have created previously, and the direction will be same as the curve directions, right? And the location will be the geometrical center, right? Geometrical center, like if the length of the curve is 5 cm, then the center will be at 2.5 cm, like that one. And the name name of the bolt will be assigned same as the name of the car, right? So these things that you need to keep in mind, these things, right? Now next things that we are going to do is to create adhesives from the face, right? So we are going to create that ones. First we need to select, go into face, select this face. Now we will be able to create adhesive from there. So we have already selected all those parts, and we have created the required things that we need to create the connections, right? Now we are going to actually create the connections, right? So in order to do that, we have to know, or we have to be familiar with the connection manager. So if you go over here, which is this not, right, range, that simple. From here, what you need to do first is to select, right? I am going to select every one of them, right? And because I'm going to assign every one of them, and going to create the connections over there, right? And means I'm going to give a characteristics to them. Means what types of connection am I really going to create, right? What types of shape, behavior, and characteristics will they possess? That is what I'm going to change. Middle click that. After clicking the middle mouse button, you will reach over here, which is a connection manager. So first thing over here, view, which is the right side panel, means this side, right side panel, and connection list, which is over here, means how do you wanna put this one. Means if you wanna align on the top, then click that one. At the bottom, if you are comfortable with this one, just put it over here. And EFE representation, this one, whether you wanna keep this one or not, you can select it. But I'm going to keep it because it is the most important part. And use attributes over here, and the XMC file, we don't need to care about this one. So about this is what important to us. Function, okay, whatever we want to convert that ones, we can do over here. And this one is the connection setting. From here we can take one more important things, is that spotweld type, right? You can check what types of connection spotweld is supported in LS or any other deck, right? So in this LS deck, we are saying that these types of spotweld is compatible. In the similar way, we can also select and choose and find what types of adhesive lines are suitable or compatible with the yellow standard deck, and just see over here. And if you are going to create a yellow standard deck, then in that case you can just come over here and check what is available for yellow standard. Or if you want to check other like an Astron, then you can just come over here and confirm that ones. Okay buddy, now here we are seeing all those spotweld points, right? So first things that I'm going to do is, here the part P1 is already selected, which is -1. -1 is nothing but it is showing that it is 1, part ID 1. Okay, this one is the part ID 1. Okay, so here it is selected the part ID 1 for the P1. And if you but we always need two parts, right? So we are going to need to select another part, which is P2 over here. Minus sign is just a method to write in ANSA, right? This is like in parts or something like that ones, according to ANSA, but it has nothing to do right, with anything, right? It's just you need to remember is that this is the part ID, right? One is the part ID. So in order to select P2 or part ID 2, what you need to do is click, okay, click on this P2, right click on this P2. After right clicking on this P2, you have to click on modify. After clicking on modify, okay, click on F1, right? F1. Okay, this is how we select the part. Now we already have this part P1, right? And this part P2 is not selected, so we are going to select this one. Actually that part ID is 2. Part ID is 2, that was wrong, but it is a part ID 3. So just click enter. It is selected, right? But it is not selected for every one of them. For that you have to press Ctrl A. Okay, now go to this one. Again click F1, select this part, middle button, and then again press enter. Okay, now we are seeing that it is selected for every one of them. Okay, so second, now we are going to change the type of FE, right? For now there is no any FE representations assigned for this one. We are going to change that one, right? We are going to select some things called hexa, right? RBE3 hexa RBE3. Right, source distance is 10 for now, which is a default value. If they are not able to find the parts, right, into two parts in that 10 in the 10 default value, then we are going to change that value. Okay, now apply this one. After applying, just click on realize. So we are able to create RB3 hexa RB3. Here you can see that once everything is okay, right? Status is okay, right? If the status is not okay, then that means that it is really not created, and realization is falling apart, or it is not able to realize, right? Or means there is something fault in that one, in that connections, and you have to change these parameters in order to get in order to make that ones realizable, okay, or acceptable. So for now we are okay with this one, spot weld points, right? Now in the spot weld lines, we have this spot weld lines, and if you are going to create a spot weld lines, we have to again create select the part 2, as part 1 is already selected. Go to F1. Okay, sorry, it is F1. Then select this part 2. After selecting, middle mouse button, enter. Okay, now going to change the type of FE, means FE model, and in this case we are going to select RBE2 type, and nothing to change over here, and apply and realize. You see that? Okay, so, sorry to say, but it is actually not able to realize this portable lens, and that and the reason is that there is already we have created this portable points, right, and they are overlapping each other, and that is the reason it is not able to realize. So in that case, I think I will do it later. Okay, over here I will by creating another lens, right, at this point, so that you can see how to create a sport lines. So we'll keep this one for the later. Go to the adhesive phase. So over here, just select first the second part, and okay, choose the FE representation for this one. So this one is the adhesive ones. You can choose any of them. In this case, I am going to select hexa contact. Okay, and I am keeping the source distance as default. If you want to change, or if you are saying that it is not realizable, so now we have already created the hexa contact. Okay, now we are going to apply it, right, and we are going to realize it. But you are seeing that it is completed successful, right? Despite that, we are not able to see what's going on, and the reason is we have switched off the FE, right? So if we click on, then it will be visible over here. So now you are seeing that this one is a adhesive faces that we have created, and this particular is the spotweld points, right? Now one thing is left, that is the bolt. So we are going to create a bolt joints now. Okay, now we are seeing that neither part 1 nor part 2 is selected in this case, but we have to select that ones, choose that ones, and for that you know what to do. Select this, enter, select this and enter, right? Now we are able to create this one. Now we are going to change this, going to name this one as a bolt, right, and apply and realize. Here it is completed successfully, and it is saying that okay, the status is okay, right? So we have already created all of those, right, bolts, adhesive faces, spall points, not spall lines. That more things that I am going to show you over here is that about this one, right? You can change the view from between dynamic and the clipboard. So what is the difference between this dynamic and the clipboard? So dynamic and the clipboard means one is the what answer on time representation of something, means if you change some things, then it will show you at the moment, right, at the moment you change that ones. But clipboard is not like that one. Clipboard is a static ones. If you change that things, and it will not show you the change at the same moment, means in a few representation, right? So it is better to keep the dynamic view, and whenever you change and realize that once, you can see the instantaneous change of the settings. So now we are all familiar with all of these things. Okay, we are going back. So how to export? If we are in LS deck, right? Here we are seeing that everything is compatible over here. Now, how to export this one into the LS deck? Go into File, go into the Output, and go to the LS Dyna, right? And I have already created this one, so I'm going to name this one as a part 1 and save it. So, in what format do you want to save? If you want to save in short format, select that ones, or long format, it doesn't matter. It's just the information stored into the way. So the way will be changed, but it doesn't matter that much. Okay. Now, what do you want to output? Visible parts or all? So if you select all, then all of the parts will be exported. So I'm going to select the all of the parts and then click OK. So it's already exported into the LS Dyna. Now we are going to check by opening this part and this connection into the LS PREPOST and see whether all of the information is contained in that one or not, or some of them is lost. So we are going to check that on next moment. So in order to assure whether the information is available or not, or whether that one is lost, so go in this one, go in open ls keyword file, and here we have the part 1 that we have currently created. Open this. Here they are saying that there are some error or warning. Check this one. So they are saying that material part is not found, so that is not a problem. We can going to assign the material parts from here, right? As the mat 1 is not available in the LS Dyna, or mat 2 or mat 3, we are going to assign that ones into this one, right, by ourselves. But we are not going to do that ones in this video, right? I will keep this one for the next or the future video. Okay, for now we are going to check whether all of the connection parts is available or not. Here we are seeing that this spot weld is already over there, right, from the 3D points, and this one from the face, right, and this one is the adhesive, and this one is the bolt connections which was created, right? So we think we have done connections successfully, right, and we are able to import into the LS Dyna. So thank you for watching the video, and if possible then subscribe it.